Hello, I'm reviewing Jurassic Park to Jurassic Park 3, the original Jurassic Park trilogy. I give the first Jurassic Park a 10 out of 10 for being goofy, campy, fun characters. Buttload of goofy, silly, dumb characters that feel like they're written from a cartoon artist. It's so funny of a goofy movie. The first Jurassic Park movie has kind of dated special effects, I'm sure were good for the time, but still well shot. Well, the film is well directed. Very well directed, even though the shots like the shots with CGI looks kind of dated, but it looks better than what it would get in later installments, I think. Because when later installments, it has basically the trilogy-itis, when the effects get worse with each installment. And that's for the turtles. It was the turtles themselves. For dinosaur trilogy of Jurassic Park, is the dinosaurs themselves on camera. They look less convincing each time you see them in the sequels. After the first one is over with, the sequels just look worse and worse and worse. More unconvincing with the sequels than the first one was. With the visual effects. So, but I'm not saying I hate the sequels. I just think they're a little generic, mediocre. I give them 8 out of 10. They're a bit forgettable stories, and they're not as fun or as silly as the first one was, and the effects isn't as good on the dinosaurs. The practical puppet effects that they use on the dinosaurs besides the CGI, because it turns out the Spielberg for the first one, he mixed CGI. Some shots with dinosaurs were CGI, and some shots dinosaurs were actually practical and were CGI puppet. Not CGI, I mean, were basically an animatronic. An animatronic thing is what he recorded for some shots with the dinosaurs. And Spielberg is a well director, does a good job, is a good, confident enough director. He directed the first two ones, probably why I think the first two ones are visually the most stunning ones, and probably because they're at least completely directed looking. Because it, even though the movie's a lot more stupid written. Actually, I think the first one is also 10 out of 10, besides the sequel, Jurassic Park: The Lost World. Jurassic Park 2 is known as. I'm giving Jurassic Park 2 a 10 out of 10, and I still think Now, the reason why I rethink this recently, that this is a 10 out of 10 instead of an 8 out of 10 for Jurassic Park 2 versus Jurassic Park 3, which is still an 8 out of 10 for me, I think. I'll get to that in this video. But I think Jurassic Park 2 is definitely a 10 out of 10 because, you know, it feels like it's self-aware enough. Like it knows what it wants to be, even though it's not as well written. And the more at least does like continue the story, brings back the characters by actually, bring them back to the island competent enough by, convincing narrative for the sake of the plot is why Jeff Goldblum's plot character goes back to the island. You know, he's clearly having some PTSD over the thought of it. After the last time he was on the island in the first installment. But then I actually but you have to understand, Spielberg's clearly trying to make this into a B-movie franchise by having a little girl wanting to play with baby velociraptors when her parents are not looking and getting eaten by the velociraptors alive for lunch. And it was funny. And then again, I also thought that was intentionally funny. And a lot of the self-aware, tongue-in-cheek writing it feels like, this 10 out of 10 sequel to Jurassic Park feels like the, if M. Night Shyamalan could have made The Last Airbender not suck. I'm not sure if that makes sense. Because Jurassic Park 2 is self-aware of how stupid it is. I'm pretty sure on that. While the first one was trying to be more serious, the second one goes for more of a self-aware meta humor. And then you get the first one, and then you get the two sequels that go for more of the camp factor. So that's why I think Jurassic Park 2 and 3 get a 10 out of 10, besides the first one's a 10 out of 10. And that's why I changed my mind about Jurassic Park 3 just now. You know why I'm giving it a 10 out of 10 instead of an 8 out of 10. Yes, it gets a 10 out of 10 Jurassic Park 3. Because, if Velociraptor talking to you, and talking to you on a plane, while you are drugged on a plane, to get on a plane, and you're a victim of kidnapped. Is this how? Is something like a bad guy would do to a mean person? But no, these are the heroes of the movie that does to this other guy who's also the hero of the movie. And that's how we get back to the island of Jurassic Park. This movie was a howl. But it knows what it wants to be. dumb, goofy fun. Loud and dumb and proud. So I'll support that. I'll give this Jurassic Park trilogy a 10 out of 10. Okay. Now I'm reviewing the Turtles trilogy from the 90s. I give that a 10 out of 10. All three Turtle movies get a 10 out of 10. Because I love the goofy nature of the sequels. Where they take the franchise. And I love the meta camp factor the sequels go to. Versus the... well, the first one takes a more comic book accurate approach from the source material and takes it more serious. The source material, and it's more more faithful to the source material from the Turtles from the comics that these movies are based off, not the show, because the comic came first and before the show. That's from the 90s or the 80s came out. In case you didn't know, was a black and white comic, and but what I liked about the first Turtles movie, it basically did took the Turtles more seriously in terms of tone. They kept they're not all like, none of them are like the Turtles from the comics, based off designs, because they all have individual colors, all four of them, instead of the same colors of the mask in this movie. So you can tell that this is also trying to please fans of the show. Of season 1. Who've seen... At least I can say that for season 1, but I can't say for other seasons. I just can't, because I haven't seen the other seasons outside of season 1. Of that original Troll show yet. Anyway. So that's what I like about everything about the first Turtles movie. It doesn't take the comic book accurate, like doesn't go faithful 100% faithful to the source material, but it doesn't like go ahead in the other way. It basically is clearly trying to please both fans of the Turtles, of the comics and of the show that it created. Was just popularized. So I hear the show is very popular because that was before I was even born. So I found this out through YouTube. So that's how I found out the show was popular. And that's so what I liked about this. What I liked about the first Turtles movie, it doesn't it really does a good job. There's a good contrast in the first Turtles movie that knows how to capture a darker tone like the comics with mature themes and taking those mature themes seriously, but it also father this is like adoptive family and fatherhood and blah 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 and brotherhood and family is more than just blood, and it really does it could do a good job taking it seriously, but it also feels somehow similar to the tone of the first season of the original show. It also somehow like, you know how like the first season of the original show took the social material seriously, but it was clearly trying to go a different route. It's just like make them more marketable for kids. So, and also, for like a younger demographic, I guess. I don't know what I'm talking about. I just think this is. I'm not sure if I'm getting all this 100% accurate to you guys. If I'm remembering all this 100% accurate based off my research on YouTube. I found out the show was popular, kind of surprised me. Then I like the first Turtles movie. I seen the first my favorite Turtles movie. The Trilogy has to be the first one, which is why I'm giving it a 10 out of 10. Sure, I do have problems with it. Like, I wish we would have seen the Turtles match for Shredder went on longer, or I wish maybe I just wish Shredder just didn't fall to his doom while Casey just presses the garbage disposal on Shredder and crushes him. It's just I just wish he could have gone out like that. It was kind of lame how he went out like that, like a little lame villain. Because this Shredder was pretty cool, actually, the Shredder's design. And I really liked it, like this story, in the first Turtles movie. So I give it a 10 out of 10. I give the sequels 10 out of 10 for different reasons. The sequels are more campy, goofy, fun, and hollow shells of the first one. In a nutshell, is why I give them a 10 out of 10. Because they're good and all, but they're not good like the first one was. In terms of story and world building and character development around the turtles, four turtles, and also the world around the turtles that the turtles they interact with. And that's why I give the sequels a 10 out of 10. Now I'm going to give The Michael Bay Turtles movies, first two Turtles movies, a 10 out of 10. And the reason that why I give those a 10 out of 10 is because, well, not for the same reasons why I give the first one a 10 out of 10, but more so why I give similar it's more of a more so of a contrast of why I would give okay, the Michael Bay Turtles movies feel like if produced by Michael Bay. This one's produced by Michael Bay. But I don't remember who directs it or writes the script right now, okay? So, I give them a 10 out of 10 for me to you guys because they feel like a contrast of the original Turtles 2 and 3 mixed with the tone of the first one. There's what the Michael Bay Turtles movies feels like they're spoofing. Stupid fly. Sorry. That's why I like the Michael Bay Turtles movies. But they're not as good of a story as the original trilogy was. The stories are just not as good as the original trilogies were with the OG Turtles in live action. But they're a lot of fun still. The Michael Bay run. Short-lived, but still lots of fun, I think. I give it a 10 out of 10. It's called Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2. Also known as Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Turtles out of the sewer, I believe, I think. Or, yeah, I think so. Something like that. Yeah, so. Or is it Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2? It's one of those titles, okay? So the Michael Bay Turtles movies get a 10 out of 10. Now, even though this thing got a third installment to Michael Bay's trilogy, I do appreciate there's a story around the Turtles that does come close, that does get a conclusion one way or the other in the sequel. So it doesn't feel like it's a half-baked sequel like The Amazing Spider-Man 2 where it gets cut short at the end. And we never see like any, you know, we never get any closure in a third installment for Andrew Garfield's run. Which, even though I love the sequel, the story does feel like it's cut a little short, I felt like, you know. But I still give that movie a 10 out of, I still stand by what I said when I give that movie a 10 out of 10. The Amazing Spider-Man 2. With Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man. I still give that a 10 out of 10. I still stand by that. That's when I reviewed that movie last time, in my last video or so. And that's why I love Turtles 2 so much. By Michael Bay, produced by Michael Bay. This was a good movie. I don't know which one I could like more, the first one or the sequel. Don't know. It's tough to say. I flip back and forth between the Michael Bay Turtles movies. Which one I like more over those ones. I recommend these movies. Ooh, fireworks. Okay. Subscribe.